Okay, so here we are, and Dad has one more I think it's an interesting story.
I hope I
Anyway,
can remember it all.
yeah, um,
Years ago,
yes,
there was a place called the Trocadero.
yeah. What was it,
It was a big dance hall.
and where was it?
It was next to near the town hall in George Street.
Oh, okay.
Big Trocadero. It was owned by a fellow called Johnny Norton. He owned The Truth, which is now the Murdoch publications.
Oh,
And he was the first to own the Murdoch group. And though Murdoch's father was in South Australia,
right.
but Johnny Norton was renowned. He went to Waverley, by the way. His father took him out of grammar because he wanted to get a better education. He says those Christian brothers teach better than the blokes at grammar school.
Okay.
So he came up to Waverley. So Norton owned the Trocadero. Now, where was I going with the story?
Oh, you took Mum there?
No. We every ball in Sydney
Yeah.
was held at the Trocadero.
Okay.
And Bendroyd supposedly owned the Trocadero, but in fact Johnny Norton owned the Trocadero, and he owned The Truth, which is the Murdoch publication now.
So you're going to tell us the Bomb Alaska story?
Oh, the Bomb Alaska.
Yes.
So we went down to Prince's one night, and Prince's was a nightclub in Martin Place. You went in the MLC building, and you went down the stairway to get to it. You can't do that now; it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But it was the upmarket nightclub. It was the only place to be seen. There was a celebrity club which was up in York Street, but that was more of the rough end of town. They had the strippers and all that sort of thing up there. But down anyhow, that was the story. So your mother's aunts used to meet on a Monday for lunch at Prince's every Monday.
Oh, right.
You might recall it. You used to go in every Monday.
Yeah.
They would
Mama, Auntie
Johnny, Auntie Eileen,
Auntie Cat.
the whole lot of them.
Yeah.
They had a table down there every Monday for lunch.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, and your mother used to go down there and join them.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we arrived there one night, and we were going to the Trocadero to a dance, and I said, "Oh, come on, we'll go down to Prince's before we go up there." So I didn't have any money.
Right. Yes. You weren't married yet.
No, we were still
dating.
Yeah, dating.
Yeah.
But I was always trying to be a big time.
Yeah.
Had a mug there. So I go down, and we get down there, and we stick on the Bomb Alaska story because there's a few stories out of this particular night. And we sit on the table, and they couldn't give us a table on the dance floor.
Right.
So Pierre, who was the head waiter, he said, "Oh, Mr. Dumble," he said, "oh, the tables are booked." He said, "Would you mind if we give you a table just above the dance floor?" It was a table for two. I said, "No, we're only just here because we're going to the Trocadero after this." He said, we sat down, and there was a table in front of us for about six. They used to be on. They used to have a 4-piece dance band going.
Oh, wow, how fun.
Yeah. So they were up dancing, but they were out of town snobs.
Okay.
And we're up there, and anyhow, they're giving the waiter a hard time at the table, snapping their fingers, you know those sort of people,
right.
Want this, want that, want this. Anyhow, they order a Bomb Alaska, and we order a Bomb Alaska.
And a Bomb Alaska, it's a dessert.
Big dessert, big.
And they set it on fire.
Fire and everything else, you see.
Very fancy.
Very fancy. So here they are. There's this table of 5 down below us, or 4, 6, whatever it was. And there's just Marilyn and I sitting on the top table. Yeah. And the waiter comes up, and he puts this dirty big Bomb Alaska on the table. And I forget, it wasn't Pierre, it was another bloke. I forget. He ended up with a restaurant up at Gosford. He was a lovely bloke. And I said, I just ordered a small one. He says, "Just take it." Because these people were down below were snapping their fingers. They're out of Westies, you know what I mean? They just big noting themselves. And they put the smallest Bomb Alaska you've ever seen on the table.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so you just remember when you're out, treat the serving staff with respect.
Yes.
They're there because they've got to earn a living. You're there because you can afford to earn a living. Yeah. But always remember, they're no better than you.
Yeah. But or you're no better than them.
Yeah, we're better than them.
But wasn't there a problem with the bill or no? That was
No, there's never a problem with the bill. I wouldn't have gone down there with the bill.
okay.
I wouldn't have gone there without the bill. No, it was always, oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's right. They put the bill down in front of me and I picked it up.
Yeah.
And of course it was a touch place. It was a nightclub.
Yeah.
They touched the customers. And Pierre, who used to run it, he was the head waiter.
Yeah.
And he came along and he saw me look at the bill and I went like that when I must have looked with the expression on. He walked over and he just picked the bill up. He looked at it and he clicked his finger. And the waiter came up, he said, I think you've made a mistake. They thought they had a mug.
Ah.
I mean, they just assessed you.
Yeah.
They put a bill down.
Yeah. And what was it? You said there was some other stories from that night? No?
Oh, I don't know.
Can't remember.
I can remember going down there one night to an old boys. We hired it for the night, the old boys, to have a function there, and Marilyn couldn't make it.
Yeah.
We weren't married.
Yeah.
So anyhow, what happened was, stupidly, my mate Dougie Ifland said, "Oh, what's her name's not going?" And she was Miss Bondi.
Oh.
He said, I'll get her along.
Oh.
You know, it was because it was a...
Yeah.
So she arrives and
She
she's
was gonna
sitting
be
down and
there.
she's all over me at the table. I mean, she had a few drinks and the next thing I was the greatest lover she'd ever come across, you know.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
And Pierre comes down and he said, "You have a problem, Mr. Dumbrell." I said, "What?" Miss Gearan is on the phone, wants to talk to you. She says she'll come down and join you.
What? Oh no! Oh my God!
I had to get on the phone. And, no, I don't think you should come down here.
Did she know that? Did she know that story?
No.
You never told her.
No. Oh, she found out afterwards.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh.
Yeah, no.
So they're all gone away now. The Trocadero.
Oh, they're gone.
But they were fun.
There was Romano's.
Romano's. Where was that?
That was on the other side of the road from the Australia Hotel. And that's where all the racing, like Tommy and Val Smith used to go down there. And a mate of mine had his bachelor night down there and wrecked the joint. We rolled
Okay, you don't need to tell
bread
us.
rolls over the dance floor and everything else. You know, and we were told to leave.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, they were fun days. Yeah, fun days.
Yeah.
It doesn't. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
They were fair dinkum.
But you got nice and dressed up, right?
Oh, you had to be dressed up. You couldn't go down there in thongs.
No.
And the classic, there was another classic, well, I don't say any names on this, there was another classic one night there, and I knew the fellow standing at the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah.
because there's a relationship between us and the persons involved, so no names. And I'm standing there, and I said, he's standing at the bottom. We waited because the girls have gone into the washrooms before we leave.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, hello, Mr. So-and-so."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, how are you?" And I said, "Very well, yes." He said, "And Mrs. So-and-so here with you?" He said, "Young man," he said, "Oh, you just look straight ahead of yourself." And this famous model walked out.
Oh,
No names, because they're still alive.
they're still alive.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right.
It was a very funny night.
Yeah.
I stand there. But he was a playboy.
He was a playboy.
And he was a very good friend of Kerry Packer's. No, Kerry Packer,
Yeah.
Senior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to sign off now. That were the good old Trocadero nights.
No, Princes.
Princes. Awesome. Okay.